Peace Reflections. I am you, and you are I. Universe. Eon. It's happening. So, it's been a little minute since I really got on here and even posted anything and updated you on my journey. The last thing I posted on here was that upload where I was just channeling, the video talking about Latinos are the real Native Americans, we're Anunnaki gods, blacks, Latinos are carbonated beings. Just pushing the frequency that we're all waking up to, you feel me? Just one of many that are channeling this divine frequency, waking up our people, getting us to remember what we are, you feel me? But within that being said, it's been a little minute since I really actually been on here, like actually having y'all in tune with my journey, like really like having my soul paired up with my mission of channeling this energy from my higher self, where it is that I'm, pulling all these uploads from the ethers and downloading it all and releasing it all into the matrix through this device they call the phone, which gives us an external access to the internet, which is really modeled after the internal access we have to the ethernet, you feel me? The internet, and the way it's this cloud that connects you to everything within this, that's how your ethernet within you works. Like, it's a low vibrational physical version of what really anciently exists within us, of this internal grid that all living souls are connected to, which is why we can communicate to each other telepathically anciently. When you start to raise your vibration, like, there's this ethernet, this thing that the cloud is replicated off of, to where on the cloud we all have this space that we can all hop on from anywhere in the world and channel our thoughts to each other and text each other immediately from any location in the world, all the way on the other side of the planet. Let them tell it with the fake ass map where you think there's all these oceans in between the land masses. So all the way over in Australia, for example, you can be texting someone and hop on FaceTime and y'all can be looking at each other, seeing each other's reality. So not only can you text each other, you could show a reality that exists on a whole different part of the planet through this thing called a camera, and then beam it to another person's device to show these light particles for the objects around them, to beam that into the device, to have those light particles beam into your reality, and your eyes translate that into the objects around that person to see their reality from a whole different part of the planet. And that's on the internet. So what I'm getting at is the internet isn't anything new, and the internet is actually a very low vibrational solid version of what exists inside of all of us souls, all so-called blacks, Latinos, right? We have souls, right? We're the soul, right? So within us is something called the ethernet, you feel me? And the ethernet is what they like to call the imagination, and it's the thing that we're all internally connected inside of us, from the source we come from, to where we can all communicate with each other, connect with each other, you feel me? Reach into each other's reality, you feel me? So it's way deeper than you think. Like, you feel me? That technology is way deeper than you think. But within that being said, this so-called device that they call a phone that allows me to reach into the internet, I'm releasing the uploads that I'm pulling into I from the ethernet. The ethernet is this whole connection. It's not just down on this planet, it's the whole cosmos. It's the thing that allows you to go into all these different realities. As a soul, you can go anywhere and everywhere in the cosmos, and you can pull all this information to you, and you're connected to the whole cosmos, because that's the ethernet. That's that thing that allows you to beam all the way back up to source when you leave this body. The ethernet. You feel I? So when I tune into the ethernet, I'm pulling all this divine information, all this ancestral divine information, all this higher vibrational frequency pouring into I's genetics from the sun, from the cosmos, from my planet, but mainly from the cosmos and the sun, you feel me? And just I tuning into I as the soul, because when I go inside I am the center of all life around I am the source of all life. In I's soul, I am connected to all of life, for all of life pours from I's soul. And I's soul is the most ancient thing before anything else in reality. So when I tune into I's internal, which turns all, because when you break down internal, it's internal. You feel I? So when I go into I's internal, hold up, there was someone walking by that kind of threw off I's little shit. But when I go into I's internal, that above all is where I pull this information from the most, because that's the Ethernet, you feel that I within myself am in tune with and connected to from the soul I am, because the soul is what I am before this body, which is connected to all life around I, because I am life. Like, I'm trying to get a way to convey it into these words that really hit on target, but the soul was here before there was even anything around it. The soul is life itself. This is why you're connected to everything, because the soul isn't just a piece of the universe. A soul is the universe, but we're all our own universes. That's why it's universe. Universe. You and I verse. Because I like to say how life is music, because music is one translation of energy. Music is just auditory energy. Music is just energy when you hear it in your ears. Everything is energy. When you smell energy, it's in smell. When energy goes in your nose, it converts into smell. When energy hits your tongue, you taste it. When energy hits your eyes, you see these different translations of energy. When energy hits your ears, which are called eardrums, drum, because our bodies are the original instruments. My people, we have real eardrums. Fuck what these human being white people are talking about. We have the real organs in our bodies. That's why they call it eardrums. But when energies hit your ears, you translate it into sound. So music is just one translation of what life is. So music is just energy moving in one form. So when I say you and I verse, that literally means that you and I are creating the verse of life, the verse of the song of life. If life is a song, we're the ones making it together, you and I. Life is a song, and we're playing the orchestra of life, the musical verse. Like when you write a verse, because I did a lot of rapping in my teenage years and just in general. I still like to write and rap and do my little shit. So, we'll call it writing a verse. When you're writing in between the chorus, the hook, the melody, you write your verse, right? That's where you actually start spitting. Like the hook will be like, the catchy part of the song that's repeated. And then the verse is when he actually starts rapping and gets into the bars, the story, the whole topic of the song, you feel me? So it's the you and I verse. But within that being said, right? This phone, within this technology connected to the internet, this is just low vibrational technology modeled after the real technology in our avatars. This is why when they say that all this technology is modeled after the technology of the Black and Latino man and woman, that shit's real. All this technology around us, they get that off of our avatars, our technology that exists within our body, even down to plugging the phone into the wall, into the socket in the wall. They get that from us plugging our feet into the soil. Literally though, because we're conduits. We're conduits of electricity. We are electrical beings. This is what I mean when I say we feed the same way our plants do, because we rise from the soil, we rise from this planet. Sure, this isn't what created us, like this isn't where we started, but in the sense of our bodies, our avatars within the biology of this planet that we step into, because we're the souls, right? But when we step into these avatars for this planet, our bodies within this planet, the avatars on this planet are tuned into the ecosystem and habitat of this planet. So the same science that allows the plants and the whole planet to feed and thrive on the sun and all these things that exist on this planet, you have within your body as a so-called Black Latino man or woman, an Anunnaki god or goddess. You feel I? And within that being said, that's a great way to transition into what I was about to tune in with, because I haven't really got on here and said anything about my journey when it goes to, like, just in general, where I've been at with it, getting myself right, getting my energy back, my food journey. And that was a good way to transition into talking about my food journey and shit. This is a bowl of just white rice that I sprinkled a bunch of like garlic and onion and paprika in and shit. I ate this because I was craving to eat something like a bit more dense, as is I'm transitioning into I'm breaking free from this man-made food again. Because when I eat lots of solid, like dense man-made food with all the chemicals and the shit that like binds into me, It's a whole transition that pulls my body and my mind and just everything back into that reality. And even deeper, it's like literally designed on like a chemical warfare to be hyper addictive, even more than a regular drug. So it's like the whole shit is designed against me, and I got all these people around me who like do nothing but are just but be used to beat up on me and gang up on me, and like they don't really know the higher realities of life that are existent beyond just this physical world. They're still in a physical ego state, so they're walking in reality, living the program, and just going off of everything within America, the illusion, thinking they know what life is. Meanwhile, I'm tuning into life on a way higher scale, trying to do everything I can to heal myself, wake up to this world, actually focus on what matters, while I got a bunch of lost sheep around me who are willing to walk off the cliff. Y'all can walk off the cliff together, and I'm the one actually looking around, realizing that y'all are literally walking towards a cliff. Literally, y'all are all walking towards a cliff. All this beef and all this energy against me. Meanwhile, everything I'm doing is to make sure I'm going to be the one still standing, while y'all all can go off and keep doing the things that are literally just destroying y'all and destroying my planet. So at that point, it's actually not a matter of letting y'all do what y'all want, because what y'all do isn't just affecting y'all, it's killing the planet that I have to live on. So that's why I come with this energy I even come on, because this system that they live within, that they want to defend and fight for and be asleep within, it needs to kill my nature to keep going. Like, this system is toxic to all of life around it. So that's why I come with this energy above all. Like, y'all could do whatever y'all want to do within y'all toxic reality of suffocating yourself and y'all toxicity, if it is that it only affects y'all. But y'all have to kill my planet to keep y'all system going, to keep y'all system of Babylon going. And that's why this shit must crumble. That's why this shit must burn. That's why the sun is going to burn them all away. That's why my son is amping up and picking up more and more and more, and raising the heat more and more and more, just more and more vibration pouring onto the planet. Everything is raising up in vibration more and more. And the higher the frequency, the higher vibration, the more hot. Because the more something vibrates, the hotter it is. What is heat? Something moving very fast. So we're talking all this talk about high vibration, high frequency, all these high vibrations pouring on the planet. What do you think that means? We're talking about cosmic frequencies and energies pouring on the planet. Do you know how hot the cosmos is? What do you think that means? Heat. Lots and lots and lots of it too. Every year within their man-made time system, because time's breaking down, but every year within their man-made time system, it's going to get hotter and hotter for these human beings. It's about to get to a point where it's all about to break down. Like, we're reaching that point, but there already is basically no winter. That last little cold spell they had, where they made it to snow for the first time in the past 4 years, those couple months ago, in January, February of 2026 in New Jersey was the first year it snowed in like 6-7 years, and no one was paying any attention to it. That was their last little hoorah, and that shit still wasn't anywhere near the actual real fake winter that they used to actually have on the planet. Because as sleep as these people are around me, I remember what y'all real fake winter was. Even though the shit was, I'm now realizing was all fake. The actual winter, 10, 15, 20 years ago, every day it was 15, 20 degrees. It didn't even, on the coldest day, it dipped to about like 30 something in January. It didn't even get to that what it used to be on average in the real winter 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Because winter's breaking down. Winter doesn't exist. Winter is a man-made illusion that they had to make on this planet, that these human beings, these Caucasoids, these white people, and all their variants made in the image of the aboriginal beings of this planet that feed on the sun. They can't take our habitat. Like, we feed on this is our habitat. They aren't from our planet. So when they came to our planet, they had to, tamper with our environment. They had to malform our whole habitat. They had to start tampering with the whole planet and reconstructing the environment to make it livable for them. Because they can't take our habitat. And everything they do, they still can't take our habitat. So even with all the shit they do, they still can't take our habitat. But everything's just reverting. So when you hear all this shit, all this talk about global warming, all this shit they be talking about, blah blah blah, man, that's all a bunch of code for the planet returning to its natural state before they threw it out of equilibrium. That's what they be talking about, that ice age and shit. That ice age wasn't anywhere near as long ago as you think, and it wasn't no natural thing on the planet. They came and they froze my planet when they invaded. That was the real ice age. My ancestors' bones are in those ice walls that circulate the whole planet. That's the real Antarctica. That's the real North and South Pole. Ice walls with my ancestors' giant bones within them. Because y'all froze my planet when y'all invaded. These human beings, along with these draconian reptilians and these Pleiadians and these fallen extraterrestrial races that sided with Zeus, Satan. I don't want to speak too much on my reality, but the current state I'm in now is I'm with my human being mother, you feel me? Everything I'm waking up to and tuning in with got nothing to do with her. You feel me? I'm the soul in the body. This is my planet. My whole reality is outside of anything to do with her. She was just a side character that just carried my body. She had the honor of carrying the body of the God I am. Now I need to get away from anything to do with her, because she got all that ego, narcissism that her whole species has, her whole people. All of human beings, almost all of them are the same, 99% of them. I'm being so honest, like in some form, shape, or way, that genetic they were created with, all that hatred, jealousy, envy, all those low vibrational energies that Zeus made them with, it bears its head in some form. Like, white people, human beings, generally are not the same species we are. Like, they aren't even the same species we are. They're a whole different species. So once we understand this, everything starts to make a lot more sense. Everything they did on this planet and did to us makes a lot more sense. And if you're mixed in any way, you're us. Because our genes are beyond superior. Like, our genes aren't even in the same category of these human beings' DNA. We have DEA, deoxyetheric acid. We have God genetics. We have the thing that these human beings have a drop of that even gives them our form. Everything they have that makes them look like us, resemble us, act like us, talk like us, our consciousness in them, the consciousness in them comes from us because they're animal hybrids. So the whole energy of every form of consciousness and everything that they get that resembles us, that makes them look like us, they get from having some of our genetics, a drop of our blood, just a drop of our blood. So that's how strong our genetics are. And a lot of them has mixed with us back in their lineage somewhere through the raping, and so a lot of these current day human beings, they got a little bit more than just a drop. But you get what I'm saying? So if you're mixed in any way, then you're a god or a goddess, you feel me? And you as a soul will understand this. You'll know. You'll yes, because know is a spell. You'll yes if you're a soul, because the soul is the thing you are. So when I speak to you, I'm speaking to the thing you are. Fuck everything else. When I speak to you, I'm speaking to the thing you are if you're a soul. So you feel that you are a god or a goddess, that you're a carbonated being. You just feel it. And it's not a thing of you just feel it if you're a human being. I'm not saying you white people can just get on here and be like, I feel like, is that what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that it could be confusing for us mulattoes, because I know how it is when you're mixed and you got the slave master in you, and your mom might be fully white or your dad might be fully white, and especially if you don't got super dark skin, because I don't got the darkest skin, but my features are very prominent. So that helps I a lot to be able to really stand strong in my identity and remind myself who I am. And especially when I eat fruits and plants, all my indigenous features, my God side, it starts popping out more and more. When I remove the meat and I stop eating this man-made food, and the longer I sit out in nature, and when it is that I'm only absorbing nature energy, like I'm only out in the nature energy, like I'm only out in the sun and I'm not in the toxic energies like the man-made food or any of that, it's like all the God genetics in me start popping out, and I look more and more carbonated and more like what I am by the day. You feel me? My whole body starts to change. Everything starts to change. But so with that being said, like, you feel me? I whipped up this little shit of rice. You feel me? This little rice adoni. You feel me? It's like it's not. It's generally it's just white rice. And, you feel me? The garlic and the onions and shit. So I whipped that up with it just being white rice, meaning that, you know, it literally is just white rice. Like, it doesn't have any crazy ingredients in it. It's just white rice, and it has, you know, it's enriched white rice, so it has like diamond phosphate, iron, like, you know, like the vitamin, like that shit they be enriching it with. But it's not any actual ingredients like how there will be ingredients in like a Pop-Tart. Like, there's no actual other ingredients in white rice other than the white rice, basically, for the most part, right? Even though it's white rice, but I did the best I can do. I'm working with the best I got. I'm really only eating it to help my body transition, as is I'm breaking free from this man-made food. Because I was getting at earlier in this video before I got sidetracked, I was saying how when I eat this man-made food, it pulls I's body into a different state that I have to heal from. You feel me? So every time I eat this man-made food, I have to heal from it all over again. So it pulls my body back down to a 3D weakened state where I'm binded by all the chemicals that play all their effects on my body. All these different things in what they call food that go in my body and do all these different things to I, to weaken I and attack I on all these different levels, right? And so I have to heal from that, right? And within healing from that and cleansing from that, the biggest thing I'm healing and cleansing from is the attachment to the food, the addiction. Because when I reintroduce into my avatar, I'm reintroducing the energy of the craving for the food, the attachment to it, my body running on it, my body being tied to it. You feel me? So I have to go through a process of shedding and breaking free from it. And so it'll be a thing where the more I found super dense food, like the denser the food was, meaning that the more solids I ate, like the more I got into super heavy solid foods, the more it's gonna take to get back to being lighter, get back to being super light and not eating as much. It's like if I get into a phase where I'm eating a lot and I'm eating a whole lot and I'm eating lots of solids, it's gonna be a transition to eating a lot less and changing what I eat. So I get to the state where I'm eating the air a lot more and my body starts to open up, and then I'm starting to run these lighter energies again. And then I'm back in that state where I need to be. It's really a transition, you feel me? I say it to say that I'm not even really eating this rice because I need to. I'm eating it because I had a craving and I didn't want to eat any of this other bullshit, right? And this doesn't have any sugar in it or any of the addictive shit in it. So when I eat this and after I rise from eating it, I can then go even further into the plants and the fruits and breaking free from needing as much to eat and eating as much. And just overall, like after I finish eating this, I'm gonna shrink down how much I'm eating overall even more, and what I'm eating is gonna be more and more fully just actual fruits and plants. And then within that being said, I'm even just gonna not even be eating as much, period. Like the gaps in between me eating are gonna be bigger and larger, and I'm gonna be filling that with eating the ether, with eating the sun, eating all these higher vibrational energies, you feel I? But it's a transition. And so I'm not to beat myself up too much, you feel I? Because I understand that it's a transition, and that overall, as long as it is that I keep my aim and my intention and my feet stepping towards the path of being fully plant-based and eventually fully breatharian and fully sun-based, eating the sun, you feel me? Overall, I'm going to get closer and closer to that, despite any barrier or any hurdle or anything that might slow me down. Which it is that I'm not even going to feed into any of those realities to let it have any power over me. It's just that if I do have a little fuck up here and there, I'm cleansing out when I'm eating overall more and more and more. So, you feel me? This isn't even a fuck up though. Eating the white rice and shit, this was just a compromise. While it is that overall, I'm cleansing out my body because I'm eliminating all this other shit. It's like an elimination diet. It's like how they say that when people go carnivore even though the meat really isn't good for you, the reason people start healing is because when you eat only, if people are eating like literally only meat, like pure only meat, they're removing all this other shit. Like they don't eat all these sugary snacks, all the cereal, they don't eat cheese, milk, goldfish, like all they're eating is meat. So meat isn't good for you at all, but it's like they're eliminating all this other shit in their diet that they didn't even know was having all these effects on them. What I'm saying is, because I don't even want to bring any life into the reality of meat. Meat is dead flesh. Meat is horrible for you. Meat is terrible for you. What I was getting at though is, it's like if you remove nicotine. It's like how when I used to smoke weed, but I used to break up game blunts and smoke weed inside a nicotine wrap. But now that I smoke pure weed, I remove the nicotine, and it's like an elimination process to where you feel a lot better because you're cleansing out all this excessive chemicals and all this excess buildup and all this fat that's around the thing that you want in the middle. Like there's metaphoric fat that's around the thing that you really want, and there'll be all this fat that comes with the thing that you really want. But when you get to the thing that you really want directly for the thing that you want head on, and you remove all the excess metaphoric fat, all the energetic fat in the form of all these toxicities that come with it, it's like you're absorbing the good thing within it and removing all that excess weight that you don't even need to be there. Within that being said, that's like when you're eliminating all these foods, right? And you're getting to the real energy within it that sustains you, that really is within the fruits and the plants. So the thing that you're eating for to feel energized, to feel good, like you can get that way more from eating an orange. And then if you only eat oranges for 3 days and that's the only thing you eat, you eliminate all this other shit from your body. So you stop eating, let's say you used to eat Lucky Charms, pizza rolls, fucking Doritos, fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, just all this bullshit. You used to eat goldfish, all this shit. And you go from that to eating only oranges. It's like you're eliminating all that shit from out your body. So with that being said, with being a couple days plant-based and then only eating white rice right now as the first real meal I ate in like 3 days, that's the first cooked thing I ate and the first real thing I ate outside of like literal fruits. I was eating only fruits and plants, you feel me, for like 3 days straight. So, and overall, that's just one little minor chapter within all these different chapters of all these different countless days and weeks and months and throughout the past few years. There's so many hundreds of different times where I've gone multiple days eating only fruits and plants. I said to say, I don't want to say I went 3 days just now to make it seem like this is something new I'm doing just now or something individual to this particular energy cycle to right now. I'm just saying what I did right now in the face of all this history of hundreds of times of going only fruits for multiple days, multiple weeks straight, over a month straight, over hundreds of times from 2020 to now. So I got so much experience, even though I haven't fully gone 100% into eating only fruits and plants. I have experience in the reality of what exists when I do fully go. When I'm ready to actually 100% go fully fruits and plants, I already have a lot of experience and I've done some work to where I'm not just jumping in there from scratch. Like I'm not a rookie. I might not be a vet, but I'm not a rookie. You get what I'm saying? So I'm a bit experienced in these spiritual realms, and I just gotta tap in a lot deeper, you feel me? But so within that being said, I'm cleansing from this man-made food completely. I'm rising up into my higher self fully. You feel I'm stepping into my divinity fully. You feel and yeah. I just want to come on here and give y'all an update because it's been a minute since I've even done anything on this channel. I'm about to really come onto this channel full gear, full energy, really tune into my higher self again and really tune into waking my people up and spreading this message and, you know, doing what I intended to do with this platform, using this platform, you feel me, as the eons of truth. This is the eons of truth. I am an eon, and this is the age of truth, the age of Aquarius. I'm here to bring this divine truth and pour it out into the realm. This is a portal from source to beam into this realm. I open this up as a divine portal for source and the cosmos and the ancestors and the high vibrational forces of goodness to beam through I's body. through the eons of truth. That's really what I opened up this channel for. You feel I? And so, within that being said, I'm tuning into my higher self once more. I'm raising up into my divinity again. And I'm calling all my power back to I. And I'm moving forward, my strength and my power. And yeah, peace to all the guys and goddesses of Planet Kai. Keep all vibrations high. Open up your third eye and keep it open. You feel me? Don't let this matrix close your third eye back up once you open it. Because that'd be a problem too. We'll open our third eye, just let it be closed up again. Nothing more of that, you feel me? But so, peace to all the reflections. Peace to all the guys and goddesses of Planet Kai. Keep all vibrations high. Now we rise. One.